couple years ago, I decided that I needed to take my health quotient a few notches higher. Mind you, I decided, not my doctor. After watching a few TV commercials, it dawned on me that I could do better. My hair could be more lustrous, my skin more supple, I could do with more energy too. So I went shopping. The sheer number of supplements claiming to enhance the body in ever so many ways baffled me. I bought a bunch of stuff and I couldn't wait to begin to get awesome. In all honesty, I felt horrible, but I kept on with them, believing that some good things make you feel worse before making you feel fabulous. Ever heard that one? So, long story short, I hopped from one brand to another and then another. I tried all kinds of supplements in all kinds of combinations. I had never felt worse. I had horrible breakouts on my face, my hair started falling out, I felt queasy, my heart raced, my hormones went haywire, I put on weight, I was a mess. I went with all of these complaints to my doctor and she advised me to stop the supplements, all of them for a few months, and then do a once a day multivitamin because that is what is required. So believe it or not, a few days without supplements was all I needed feel like myself again. After the suggested sabbatical from supplements, I started the multivitamin and slowly but surely I started feeling worse again. By this time, I had a faint idea that my troubles may be emanating from my supplement intake. I started my own research and found that synthetic supplements contained way more nutrient concentrations than the recommended amounts. Moreover, many of them are not third-party tested for heavy metals. Quite a few of them even contain substances that are not mentioned in the label. So all in all, they are the perfect recipe for garnering a health catastrophe. In my research, I also learned that supplements made from organic whole foods are not as harmful to health as their synthetic lab-made counterparts. I tried a few reputed brands. They did not make me feel great, so I stopped. Now, my research also led me to discovering that a wholesome, well-balanced, clean diet, free of ultra-processed foods, is all one needs to meet the body's daily nutrient requirements. I do take vitamin D3 supplements during the winter months when I cannot get enough sunlight. I also take magnesium glycinate on the days I fast. So far as brands go, I personally like Pure Encapsulations. They have not sponsored this video, but for your reference, I have linked the supplements I take on need basis in the description. Please check with your doctor before trying any new supplements. So, now that I have explained with my own example that supplements, despite what they may claim, are not devoid of risks, let's dive deeper to discuss some truths you probably didn't know about supplements. For instance, did you know that in many cases, symptoms related to heart, kidney and liver diseases, body aches, fatigue, nausea, vomiting and a host of allergic reactions have been attributed to dietary supplements? While arguably there are significantly more complaints about serious side effects from prescription drugs than from supplements, it is important to note that the potent medications, despite their serious side effects, save lives when used appropriately. Conversely, when individuals with no apparent health concerns take dietary supplements, also bearing serious side effects, there is no life-saving involved, rather quite the opposite. If you are considering a supplement and would like to check for any issued warnings or alerts or voluntary recalls, you can search www.fda.gov. Immediately report adverse reactions to supplements to your doctor. If you choose, you can also report any problems to the FDA at 800-332-1088 or www.fda.gov/medwatch. Are you aware that some supplements can be prescription drugs in disguise? Some dietary supplements can be adulterated with prescription drugs. Over the years, there have been several product recalls, most of them for supplements belonging to weight loss, sexual wellness, and bodybuilding categories. More often than not, the recalled products are found to contain the same or similar active ingredients as prescription drugs. Some even contained synthetic steroids. Spiked supplements are feared to cause similar interactions and side effects as the drugs they might be marketed as alternatives for. Drug-laced supplements have been reported to cause pulmonary embolism, which means blood clots in the lungs, strokes, liver injury, kidney failure, and even death. Any supplement that claims to work super fast and provide incredible health benefits when compared to natural whole food supplements, there is a high chance that it has been adulterated. If you feel you may have purchased a supplement containing undeclared steroids or prescription drugs, you can report it to the FDA at taintedproducts@fda.hhs.gov. It is best to regulate weight with a healthy and well-balanced diet and exercise. Weight training is the best and most sustainable way to build muscles. See a doctor if you think you may have an underlying health condition. Shortcut is never ever the way when it comes to health. Supplement overdoses are a reality. Large doses of fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K are known to be toxic in some cases and are otherwise generally harmful. In some instances, even standard doses of these nutrients can interfere with prescription medication. Too much iron and calcium may also cause unwanted side effects in some individuals. The general rule of the thumb is that unless there is a diagnosed problem and you are specifically directed by a healthcare provider to consume more than 100% of the recommended daily amount of a particular nutrient, it is best to steer clear of supplements. Overall, it is fairly easy to overdose on supplements. Many supplements contain more than the recommended daily allowance of certain nutrients. Add to it the dietary nutrient intake from food consumption, and one can easily be on the verge of overdosing. Please remember that warning labels are not always dependable. With the exception of iron supplements that warn about accidental overdosing and lethal poisoning in children, the FDA has not mandated any warning labels for supplements. While supplement manufacturers can voluntarily provide warning labels, most choose not to provide specific warnings, citing alignment or possible interactions with specific drugs. A majority of warning labels include general warnings about avoiding the product while pregnant or nursing and a cryptic warning regarding possible drug interactions without providing specific detail. It is important that your healthcare provider or pharmacist is aware of any supplements and or prescription drugs that you might be consuming. Please understand that supplements are not known to cure major diseases. Owing to exceptionally clever marketing and advertising, dietary supplements might sometimes come across as being capable of diagnosing, mitigating, treating, curing, or preventing disease. That's misleading. While most supplements carry a disclaimer on their labels, this statement has not been evaluated by the US Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Not everyone may pay attention. Most of us associate better with what we see rather than what we read, making us easy prey for the multi-million-dollar nutraceutical industry. If desired, you can thoroughly research supplements at reliable websites such as the National Center for Complementary and Alternative Medicine, the National Institute of Health's Office of Dietary Supplements, and the Food and Drug Administration, instead of falling prey to misleading advertising claims. Most supplements offer no proof of protection from disease. The best way to ensure optimal health is to get nutrients from real food and not out of a bottle. There is a general belief that various supplements offer protection from disease. For example, many people believe that omega-3 supplements help lessen the risk of cardiovascular diseases and that antioxidants can help prevent cancer. A large majority of women believe that taking calcium supplements will help protect their bone health. These are largely mistaken beliefs, as synthetic supplements are neither very safe nor quite as effective as they are touted to be. We'll start with calcium. Regular use of calcium supplements has been known to increase the risk of heart attack. On the contrary, a regular intake of calcium from natural food products has been known to significantly reduce heart attack risk. This is because artificial supplements can cause a rapid increase in blood calcium levels that can adversely impact lipid levels. On the other hand, calcium from natural food sources is absorbed slowly and efficiently without causing any quick spikes in blood calcium levels. Fish oil. Omega-3 rich fish oil supplements have been shown to have no significant impact on the cardiovascular disease associated death rate in diabetics and pre-diabetics with a high risk of stroke or heart attack. Antioxidants. Contrary to popular belief that antioxidants are effective in reducing the risk of various cancers, large doses of some synthetic antioxidant supplements can increase the risk. For example, daily consumption of vitamin E supplements in healthy males is likely to increase the risk of prostate cancer. The best way to reduce cancer risk is not by popping pills, but rather by choosing healthy habits such as not smoking, moderating alcohol intake, and eating an organic, well-balanced diet that includes fruits, nuts, vegetables, legumes, and non-GMO whole grains. Did you know that some natural labeled products may not really come from nature? Vitamin pills can be synthetically manufactured in labs and yet be able to legally come with a USDA organic seal. This is because, by definition, a vitamin does not need to necessarily come from nature so long as it can efficiently mimic the biological activity of vitamins. Now, I would like you to understand here that synthetically produced vitamins are distinct from artificial copies of botanicals. The artificial copies are not allowed to be used in dietary supplement formulations at all. In simpler terms, botanicals and botanical extracts are mandated to have emanated from real live plants and not in test tubes. While the FDA is not very demanding in its requirements of assiduously testing the safety and efficacy of supplements to the same degree as drugs get tested and vetted, the USP verified mark on bottle labels is a great way to ensure that vitamins, botanicals, or other nutrients adhere to potency, quality, and purity standards outlined by US Pharmacopoeia, or USP, which is an independent scientific non-profit organization that aims to ensure the supply of high-quality medication. Unless specifically diagnosed for deficiencies, you probably don't need supplements. If a healthy individual is obtaining the required amount of nutrients through consumption of varieties of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and protein, supplements will largely be redundant. If anything, they are likely going to cause serious health problems over time. However, there may be a very small group of people who have been recommended by their doctor to supplement their diet with one or more nutrients for a specific amount of time in order to make up for deficiencies that they may have. So, other than these people, a vast majority of us do not need supplementation. It is never a good idea to pick up bottles of vitamins from supermarket shelves out of impulse or because someone you know may be vouching for them. It is also very much possible to get influenced by television and online advertisements or self-certified health coaches' recommendations. You need your doctor's recommendation to start supplements. The dosage, source, and type, whether it is natural or synthetic, of the supplement that you intend to take all need to be taken into consideration in addition to any existing prescription you may be taking. This can only be determined by your medical professional. Did you know that very few people who consume a healthy and balanced diet are outrightly deficient in vitamin A? While the retinol form of vitamin A from animal sources such as grass-fed and grass-finished meats, eggs, fish and whole milk is better absorbed than its plant-based counterpart beta-carotene, even strict vegetarians can get adequate vitamin A by eating 5 servings of rainbow-colored produce a day. Large quantities of vitamin A from lab-manufactured supplements is known to cause liver abnormalities and birth defects, among other serious side effects. B vitamins. Most people are able to get an adequate amount of all the B vitamins through their diet. That said, strict vegetarians may need some extra vitamin B12, which is predominantly found in animal products. A tiny majority of people aged 50 and over may have insufficient stomach acid to effectively extract B12 from food. They too may need some extra vitamin B12 from supplements. Besides, to prevent birth defects, women who are pregnant or trying to get pregnant need extra folate from supplements. That said, leave it to your doctor to determine if you need a supplement and to prescribe the correct dosage. Vitamin C. While vitamin C is known to promote iron absorption and to help alleviate symptoms of the common cold, even among the senior and smoking populations, it cannot prevent the onset of the ailment. Citrus fruits are by far the best and most effective sources of vitamin C. Patients with hemochromatosis, a condition where the body absorbs too much iron, must be especially careful with their overall vitamin C intake. Vitamin D. A few minutes of sun exposure on sunny days coupled with regular consumption of fatty fish, eggs and dairy, which are all vitamin D rich foods, is enough to get all the vitamin D the body needs. The exceptions are aged people or those living in regions that don't get enough sunlight, those having darker skin or those who are overweight. For these people, the appropriate dosage is determined through the results of a blood test. Now, vitamin E deficiency is very rare in healthy people. It usually happens to people whose bodies have trouble digesting and absorbing fat, such as those living with cystic fibrosis, Crohn's disease and rare genetic diseases. Even minor overdoses of vitamin E raises the risk of death. Vitamin E inhibits blood clotting and should not be consumed with blood thinning medication. Multivitamins. The average person does not get any health benefits from consuming multivitamins daily. Women who are pregnant, breastfeeding or trying to get pregnant, people who are on special diets where they eliminate an entire food group from their diets, for instance, people on a low-carb diet or people on a vegetarian or vegan diet, or consume less than 1200 calories per day, or individuals with medical conditions that inhibit digestion and proper nutrient absorption are some categories that might benefit from multivitamin supplements. Like in the case of other supplements, their consumption should be subjected to their doctor's advice and limited to the suggested time span. Now that we have talked so much about supplements, let's talk about how much is too much. Vitamins and minerals are required in very small quantities by the human body, and it does not take much to overdose on them. You can refer to this chart, download it if you like, to get a better idea of how much of a certain nutrient you really require on a daily basis. Do keep in mind that unless you are on a restricted diet or are diagnosed with health issues, you most likely get everything you need from consuming a balanced diet. Remember to always take any dietary supplementation under the strict supervision of your healthcare provider. Do not go beyond the dosage recommended to you. Be regular with your medical follow-ups. Okay, that's it from me for now. Don't forget to subscribe to The Scientific Yogini. If you would like more information on nutrition and supplements, be sure to check out these videos. The links will also be in the description. Thank you so very much for watching. See you in another video. Until then, take care and stay inspired.